Good morning. Welcome to the tutorial. So I'm gonna sketch a little bit more. If you join this live and we're using the sketch at the invite, you don't really need to do any more. I'm just gonna getting more detail while letting more of you time to join. So this is going to be very organic movement, very loose. So you guys could really do your own version. Doesn't need to be exactly what I'm doing. Okay. So once again, a free Halloween tutorial. I'm gonna do watercolor. So you can either paint or just watch, just have fun. What I'm gonna work on is some kind of like a mist coming from the ground, so all of this area would stay lighter. So I'm kind of just marking myself where we're gonna start seeing some more detail. All of this need to go lighter. And now the other thing, because we're gonna make it spookier than what we were doing here. Here it may be much more relaxing or whatever. So one way is to play with the twist of the branches. They're not just, coming from the tree. They're kind of twisting around it. Just look for areas that you can play with that. Let's erase. Don't overdo it. Always don't overdo it. That would be my advice. Okay, so again, objects that are closer to us gonna be very dark. I'm still painting over here. I wanted to see the entire thing. The problem with the edges. Now this gonna be, let's say that this is closer. Let's even maybe use like 7B. Make it twisted. If we're doing a spooky forest, we don't want to put just, nice straight branches. We want the branch to twist. All the branches. So I'm kind of pushing more this form. It's going everywhere. So again, objects that are closer to us are gonna get darker, more detail. Farther from us, we're gonna get more a fuzziness in it. Again, I want to make sure that I'm getting enough weird stuff, and again I want this to twist. Thank you for the follow and good morning. Now I'm starting to create those smudge in places that I don't want. Now normally I wouldn't mind, but this area really need to stay light because this is where we're gonna have this fog. So it's kind of gonna be like this area over here. And where is my other pencil? There you go. I want B is good enough. I don't want to continue working on that. So it's gonna be something like, you know, this entire area is gonna get lighter. Thank you for the like. Sorry. And I'm kind of stealing time. I want more people to join when we go into the part of the extra tutorial. So feel free to kind of catch up, kind of sketch a little bit of perspective, very few, not too much. Let's say that we have maybe a road coming over here. We do have some tree gonna go like this. But again, those trees here are gonna be super, super soft. I'm gonna have more coming here, here, here. And hi, good morning. Thanks for joining. Finally, everyone just joined. So in about 5 minutes, we're gonna start with the watercolor. I'm gonna use probably basic palette, probably more of the blues as the same as I did this. This was done with only 2 colors, so we'll see how many would I feel comfortable doing here. I'm using block, so this is why you don't see the taping, okay? It's just regular block. Materials are attached to the live. Oh, by the way, this is the art from last live. But we were looking for doing something that would be maybe easier to follow along. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna do like reflections or just it's just gonna be a road. So I want to make sure that over here we're gonna go lighter, right? Over here we want to go, let's put it in the frame again. I want to go a little bit darker and more busy. So we have like a gap over here that this is where the light would come from. This area I need to go busier. Again, super organic, make it shivery, make it with a lot of motions in it. Very random, very organic. So it can go everywhere. Very important not to have any symmetry. If you see area that by mistake you got it too symmetric, break it. Also, you want to have some kind of, think about it as the process. The heavier branches are holding lighter branches. So always make sure that the branch that you are building from would be a little bit wider than the branch that coming from it. So this can't be like that. It would be too heavy for this to hold, for this part to hold. So you kind of want to make sure that you're keeping the white correctly. Just a thumb rule. And I think this is the biggest mistake that new artists are making, is going too symmetric with organic objects, um, like foliage, trees, flowers, etc. It's rarely symmetric. This is the idea of being organic. And the other thing is really don't think about how much weight can each branch take. Okay, right now look over here. You see it's become very heavy. I need to go wider here because otherwise it wouldn't be able to hold it. So I'm holding, shifting, moving, making it more believable. And thank you for the follow. Adam, also thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. So I do live tutorial every morning, 6 a.m. California time. However, I wanted to do one tutorial that really you can join me really from the beginning, because many times I do the sketch before, or it's a little bit more complex. So we were doing some of those like sketch card, and there is much more of drawing involved in something like that. And you guys were asking to have something that doesn't involve that much of drawing. So we're doing some of the more organic one. So stuff like this doesn't involve that much of drawing. But this is why we decide to do this. And you might say, oh my God, but there is so much drawing here. But since it's so organic, it wouldn't be that much. Donna, thank you and good morning. Show and Tell Creation, how are you doing? I'm just waiting for everyone to join because I know that more people were signing for this tutorial event, and I just want to make sure that they are here before I start adding the water. So shall I keep waiting, or shall I just start with the watercolor? It's okay. While we're waiting, we're getting some more details, maybe getting a little bit more of perspective. So it's not like we're not doing anything and I'm just letting you wait, right? So I'm just sketching. Maybe I would have some rocks here. You know how I like to paint rocks. But it's just that this area need to be like super, super dark. Okay, guys, anyone here is ready with your watercolor palette or whatever, your sketch ready to wait to paint? You're not ready to paint, but you can still, what would be the word? Look and learn and implement it later. You can still do that. Dave, thank you so much for the follow. I don't know, there's so much engagement in the first 2 minutes. Why it's so quiet today? I'm trying to figure out the algorithm. Guys, do we want to start? Okay, so I'm gonna start. I'm mostly gonna use my number 5 brush, maybe 4. I think 5. I like it better. Um, let's make sure that we have everything. So you want to have at least one brush that is very heavy. You're almost ready. I'm still explaining. At least one brush that is heavy enough that can absorb a lot of water and a lot of color, and at least one brush that have like a sharp tip, so you can do more details. So you can do like the regular number 5 and the heavy number 5, okay? Because we would need it later for all of these areas. But for all the wet into wet, this is what we're gonna use. Now, stupid me, I was supposed to um, bring my fan because it's gonna take time to dry. So we'll see what we're gonna do. Right now I'm trying to clean my brush. You see, I have so much still green on it. Why? Why do I still have green? I was cleaning it. You see, I don't want to have any residue, although I'm gonna work with a little bit of green undertone. Hey, bud. Morning, morning. So, yeah, we're gonna do a watercolor tutorial. Just waiting for everyone to be ready so you could play along, paint along. I'm gonna use both, so you would have both options. I'm gonna use the grabby fan set because it's so easy to just get everything out of it. Katie, thank you so much for the follow. And I'm gonna use some of the Medan set that I already prepared here. So I'm gonna play with those two. For the beginning, I'm gonna just get out. So you can see I can, in order to save space, I can just decide what color I want to use. And today I want to use more of the blues, the dark one. So I'm just gonna grab it out, and I am gonna use those colors from the palette, you see. So instead of taking the entire thing, I'm just getting a few. Oh, thank you so much for the tap. Yeah, guys, yeah, nobody likes it live. I didn't even notice. So yeah, morning for your get ready for your morning routine, which is the tapping. However, if you paint with me, I much rather that you would focus on the paint. So I don't know. Let's have a head count. How many are gonna paint, and how many are gonna just join, watch, and maybe implement it later in the art? You want me to do? You want me to do pull? Pull, quick pull. Smile is yes, you're painting with me. Cry is you're gonna do it later or never. Have I tried watercolor pencil? Yes, I did. You're going to go paint alone. Great, show and tell creation. I'm not crazy about watercolor pencil. It's kind of either or. I do use regular pencil, and you would see this as watercolor pencil because you know what? I'm just going to show it while I'm waiting for more people to be ready. You're not at plate stage yet. Look, I'm just adding water and see what happens. You see that you can kind of mix it as well. So graphite can work as watercolor pencil. This is the most I do. I don't do full art with watercolor pencil. So I'm just showing you what you can do. Just water, just water. You see? It's work better if you blend before. So for example, over here, look the way that it look over here. Now if I do this, okay, I'm blending this area. And now I'm using my watercolor pencil. Learning to draw is great. Good morning, Yoda. I'm waiting for everyone that say that they want to do the live, the tutorial. And see how this just blend nicely with the water, and you can add pigment and it would blend even better. So you see how quickly that was done. Sarah, thank you for the follow. Yoda, thank you so much for the heart me. So yeah, that's my advice to you. Use this. Let's see. I want to have some. I'm just testing some blue. I'm just testing some of the blue. Yoda, are you gonna paint? And look, I would work only around here with my wet brush, because I want to leave this area over here. I want to leave it lighter. So let's get some more. Let's make it more water. It's California. Things get dry super fast, so I need to work fast. Sure, you'll paint. That would be great. Let's add some of those maybe not so scary blues, and let's start just create a light wash. And now let's start adding some more pigment. I'm going from darker, cooler blue, more in the edges. You see already here, you can see. I'm trying to really capture the entire. Okay, you see over here already it started to get dry. As I say, California, it's dry super fast. And then more over here. I know that I want more pigment at the edge for sure. I know that I want more. So just wash, avoiding this area. Now I need it very clean because I only need clean water. Okay, you see the edge is just clean water. I'm gonna tilt the entire thing a little bit so it would bleed only in one direction. Okay, I want less of just the regular cauliflower. I want it to mix a little bit differently. And thank you for the follow, Web. You're more than welcome to paint along or just, look at what we're doing, and maybe you would do it in different time. And again, softening some of the transition. Now I'm going to tilt it to the side. Again, just to avoid the regular cauliflower pattern, let it spread a little bit different. You see how it starts looking more like maybe a tree, trunks, whatever. Get areas that are darker and shift it to the other side. Play with that. See what kind of movement of the watercolor you like. Thank you, Floyd. Appreciate that. You can stay for the voice or for the art. Whatever works. Okay, now over here, you see at the side, I'm gonna start removing some of the pigment just on the edges, because I want to have like reflective light that hit this area and this area. So I'm just gonna do this. It's gonna be dark, but you see how easy it is while it's still wet to clean some areas. Now once I removed it, I also dried it a little bit, which means that now that I'm adding pigment, it wouldn't bleed to the tree trunk, right? It would stay. You really want to make sure that you're getting all of the nice transition between dark and light, just not color block. You don't want to have color block. Now, for me, it looks like maybe it's a little bit too much of one dimension. I'm starting to add some, again, different, maybe here. Maybe get some darker blue. Maybe get some very darker blue, significantly more dark and cooler, to paint, to play with this. Maybe I want even to have a little bit of purple on this area. Okay, it still needed to be monochromatic. Sean, how are you doing? Do you like the Grabby palette? Yes, I specifically like this one because it has a lot of pigment and it's very easy to use on the um, working table. You know, it's not taking too much space because I can just pull the exact color that I need. Who did I miss? Fluid, thank you. A little bit of whimsy, thank you for joining, guys. And yeah, the idea is to try and give you maybe a morning that is not super hectic. Okay, let's go to the foreground. And I'm doing it while the background is drying. And I'm adding water over here. Now, as I said, I'm going to combine two palettes, and for this one I'm going to use the Midan. I just like their black green. I'm using it only as a base because I don't want to do green. So it's kind of like undertone. Now, watercolor dry lighter. That means that I know that everything I'm doing right now would dry significantly lighter, and I probably would need to go a few layers. So what I do is I paint. I know that I'm not getting to the right value. I know that I want to go with deeper value, and I would go there on the second second round, second wash, or whatever. Let's use some really dark gray, and I still leave this lighter, you see. I want to make sure that I'm getting the reflective light, and it's best to do with the paper being the color. So for the color white, I'm using paper. Again, mixing some more dark. Eleni, thank you for the follow. Good morning. Thanks for everyone that joined. You're more than welcome. We just started, so you're more than welcome to grab your palette and have fun with us. I'm adding some clean water to the edge, just so I would have again a transition, not just a dark block of color. Getting some more. So the idea is really like almost framing the composition with two big trees. This can go darker. More pigment. It's still wet. It's still spread. That's what we want. And again, some cleaner water and clean and creating a transition. Remember, we're going to have some highlight. Fluid, thank you for the follow. I'm doing well. Who else follow? Okay. So, when we're talking about depth or creating the illusion of 3D, or what I like to call a believable scene, it's all about the value, the difference between creating a very flat art, which can be its own aesthetic, there is nothing wrong with this, and creating a much more deep art, a more illusion of three-dimensional. The difference would be just how strong you would emphasize your value, and knowing your light source is very helpful. So I'm going to say that the light source is going to come from kind of below, because we want it to be like the fogginess of creepy forest. Okay, you can see here, can you see here that it's still wet? You're getting the fogginess. I would show you more technique to do that, because we need to have more details in the foreground, and that would help us to emphasize perspective. Think especially if there is fog, going blurry to the distance and going more into focus at the foreground. So you want to make sure you get all your details in the foreground. Now, in this scene, we kind of have like overburned, or only almost like a silhouette of the tree and the trunk, so we don't really see details, but we can take opportunity of this area and this area and work on texture for the trunk. That would help us with creating those illusion of this is closer to us. And guys, thank you for the likes, thank you for your comment, thank you for following. So what I'm doing right now is just getting more pigment. As I said, we need to build it. Adding some areas that we're gonna have a little bit more of, it's not really a cast shadow, but in order to show the light, and I want to have reflective light, I need some darker value next to it. Can you even see what I'm doing? I think it's completely outside of the frame. My problem with TikTok is that the camera or the format is not really good for a large scale painting. Okay, now I want to get darker. This is too light, too happy. I want it darker or cooler anyway, so I'm just adding some more pigment here. Okay. Okay, getting another layer so it wouldn't be that bright. Now we have this area over here. Now I want it to be lighter, but still I don't want it to be too warm. I want it to be very cold. Everything here, I want it to be cold. Okay, we're going to go to the horizon. The horizon is getting lighter. Okay, this is where we have our light source. And all of this would be super foggy. As I say, no worry, I would show it to you later. Aniti, thank you so much for the heart. Appreciate that. I'm gonna go darker at the sides, darker at the sides. Soft. Okay, light source coming from more of the center over here. I think that I can go even lower with my color over here. Let's go lower. Adding water to softening the edges. Okay, we're gonna use a lot of those paper towel in order to create all kind of effects. I'm gonna use it for if we're gonna do rocks, or definitely for the fog. I'll show you. So let's say that this would be the edge, the horizon line. And let's say it needs to be foggy. So you would repeat this movement many times during this art to create the fog. You need to be careful. So you get a cleaner area, and very careful circle motions, and that would give you the fog. Be very careful, you don't want to hurt the actual material. And over here I can do some clouds like that. Let's play with that. Getting some light to the darker area is very cool effect. And I don't know, I think that I want to add more purple. I think I told you this before. Do I want to do this? Yes, I do want to add more purple. And I'm just blending it, creating more of like muddy blue. Sarah, thank you so much for the follow. I still want this to go darker. Let's see. Getting some darker blue. Like almost opaque, and this is another thing. In order to get watercolor to be opaque, you really need to use a lot of color to do so. And when you go in opaque, it almost doesn't matter what color you use, because most of the watercolor, when they're like condensed and dry, most of the dark would look the same color. Only when you add water, this is when you see the difference. Okay, let's start talking about our texture over here. Let's see if it would work with the green. I'm gonna take, remember I showed you this brush as well. It's come with the set of the middle one. I'm gonna grab some of my color over here. Maybe a little bit of burnt sienna, but mainly my dark green. Not good. I want to get as dry brush as possible. So I'm getting a lot of pigment. Thank you so much for the follow. A lot of pigment. It's still not really dry, but let's start playing. Yeah, not dry enough. So I'm gonna go on the side, and I'm starting from here. As I said, it's still not dry enough. You can see that you still see the shimmer. And I'm starting to create a texture. You see, so we're getting the texture of the trunk, bark. Now another way that I showed you is to create those tab. You can still use it here. I'll show you in a minute how to create those tab. So for the tab, you're adding some more water. Let's say that I have over here darker area, and I'm just tapping it and creating texture, random texture that would look more like we have in some of the trunk stuff. So we have like more of a bark texture, right? And you can play with this. Hey, Andrea, thank you so much for the follow. Okay, going to go darker over here because I need it, but I have the opportunity to use my tapping here as well, so it wouldn't just be a dry block of color. And I don't know, my hands is fairly small, so maybe it gives me the option to do more, but you can always use the pinky if your hands are bigger than mine. Hi, good morning, Just Dark. So today we're doing tutorial. I know that some of you were signing up for this, so I hope you're gonna have fun. I know that there is a way to post like full live from TikTok, like there is a way. The problem is that it's always so heavy that it doesn't really work. Okay, now I'm just kind of again going on the side, and I'm just painting some of those. So here is more of the drawing, but before that I showed you a few of other techniques that you don't really need to know how to draw. You just need to practice a little bit. So you can go on the side, create some tap, just use dry brush. Just make sure you're not going to repeat pattern. It needs to be organic. This is the whole idea with doing this kind of scene. And you see how this look much more and more and more I almost say realistic, but I would say this again and again and again. The idea is not to create a photorealism. The idea is to create a scene that would be spooky and yet believable. Okay, when we go into the dark, we're going to go darker with our pattern, so it would almost disappearing, but you still want to do that. Having texture instead of just getting block of color is so much better for your art. Okay, now we can work on this side. Make sure that it's in the frame. And Nancy, thank you for the follow. Did I say that already? Okay, going side, tap, 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 side, side, dry brush. Not dry enough, you just tap. And now I'm taking the opportunity that you see watercolor created by itself, some light and dark, and I'm just emphasizing it more, going to go to the dark area, getting some more of this, of the pigment, and creating texture, more texture, more texture, more texture. Okay, I'm gonna go darker here, and then we have closer to the light source. Maybe we can see a little bit more. And again, be gentle on your brushes. I destroyed so many brushes doing this because you can just put too much pressure. Now you see there is a repetition too much over here. This is what I'm talking about, breaking symmetry. Every place you see that it's look too much calculated, too much of, again, not organic. You go and you change it. It's very easy to break it, right? It's enough that you break only one part of it. I don't know, maybe I think we need to do some rocks over here. I'm just giving myself the opportunity or the option to do it later. Again, dry brush, dry brush, dry brush, dry brush. Closer to us, we get in some details, even though we don't really have a lot of light to show it. And I don't know which location are you guys in, but if it's a place like California is very dry right now, it's hot, it's dry really fast. I can tell you that when I used to live in Illinois, it took a little bit more time to dry. So it really depends where you are, and you might need a little bit more time than I do for your piece to dry and you'll be able to go to the next step. Um, Now let's start working on the rest of the trees, right? This tree is still gonna get dark, not as much detail. Now remember, this area is gonna be lighter, so I'm pushing some of the pigment. This needs to be lighter, and here it can be go darker. The top is still a little bit wet. Let's see, can I do this? I'm just playing with a different color. But I think it's best to go with a very dark one. You can play also with like cooler purple. So basically every dark color that you would take would work. Huh, you don't see all my... I want to be able to see this. I'm gonna change it soon. Wait. Because you don't see my twisted part. I want to see it. The Divine Queen, thank you so much for the follow. And Yoda, thank you so much for purchasing through this live. I appreciate that. Did I say thank you for the heart me? I'm not sure. And I'm blending it so it would be the same color. I want this to be able to show, so I'm gonna get some darker. It's just a matter of taking more pigment. It's doesn't even matter what, like the darker pigments, you just need to make sure you get enough of it. Okay, this was important to me. Now I'm getting darker color to the left part of those of this trunk of the tree base, because even here we're gonna get lighter the closer we get into the light source. And I'm getting a little bit off just because I want to show that this part of the branch is twisted. Right? I told you it's a key for those kind of art. Okay, like over here I want to make sure that I still have it even though it's more of a silhouette and you don't really see a lot. So this and this need to be kind of the same value. Let me blend this one. And we're still not doing the small little details. We're kind of just placing the trees where they are. So I'm starting again with this very dark green. So this kind of my base. And here we need some reflected light. I want to kind of separate. Or I will just do this. So some transition. Now let's mix it with some other dark color. I just want to create some muddy hot mess, and you would find out that there are things that you try to avoid, right, in order to not create so much muddiness. And then it's like, oh, but over here I do need my muddiness. So that's what I'm doing. I add a little bit of purple just to make it rich, not just blank dark color. And again, you can see me creating more emphasis on the farther side. Again, light source is coming from this area. However, as I showed you how to create a fog over here, we would repeat it a few more times. So I'm gonna go a little bit more dark than it's gonna be, but we're gonna change it. So how is going so far, guys? Any questions? Do you want me to take a quick stop so you can ask questions, or I don't want you to be too much, trying to catch up and miss the opportunity to ask something that you might need. So let me know. I'm checking comments. If you have any questions, this would be the time. Now, this and this need to go very dark. This would also be dark, but not as much. Like I want this to look like we have something like that. Like that. So this is a little bit farther. So the farther that object would go, the more, the lighter that it will look and more fuzzy. So this needs to go lighter. It's going to be a lot of balance because everything is going to be relative to other element on a page. What kind of paper am I using, Sarah? I'm using block because then um, I don't need to tape it. You see over here, this art I taped. I like to do characters outside of the block. So this was taped because watercolor otherwise wobbly. You need to make sure that it's at least 140 pounds, 300 GSM. This is the heaviness, the thickness of it. And the block are all glued together, so it's kind of hold it without shifting it. You stopped? Mystery Sky is no good. No, Yoda. Yoda, did you try to go with on your Mystery Sky with a paper towel? Let me show you. This is why I want to stop and ask you a question, or you would ask me. Go with paper towel. Add just a little bit of water, clean water. My water is dirty. I need to fix it. But anyway, and gently go like this. And I would show you more how to do that. It doesn't matter if you didn't get it from the get-go, but you start doing this and you would get the fog. And I would show you later on, but we would do it here and we would get tons of fog. You see? So no worries. Watercolor have bad reputation that it's media that is non-forgiving because it's translucent, transparent. You can see every brush stroke, right? Because you can see the brush stroke underneath. And I said that it's just have different way to be forgiving. So no worries. You can still fix it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Not subtle, no problem. Mine is hot mess, but still painting along. I'm so happy. Yeah, try this. Try doing this. You see that I already like use it over here, right? To remove some of those mysterious. And trust the process. I think that every art has the ugly stage. Trust the process is so important. And eventually, you would get it. What am I doing? You see? I can make mistake too. This need to go this mistake I'm not sure I can fix. This need to go like this. If they are twisting. No worries, I would fix it. You can fix it. Fix it, Philip. Hey, thank you so much, Ferry. Appreciate that. Good morning. Thank you for the stickers. Guy, TikTok like stickers. We don't know why. We don't know if it's just a trend or whatever. But yeah, when you're sending stickers, they're like, oh yeah, this is a good interaction. People actually bother and send you stickers. Like, what the difference between this and comment? I don't know. Okay, what I'm doing right now, remember we talk about value. So even though we can't really see much details in those trees, I still want to have some different in the value. So we would have the light and the dark. We would get a little bit more perspective if we're doing that. Thank you, Fairy. So yeah, guys, I prefer that you would paint along than comment. But if you're not painting, yeah, send a sticker, a free sticker. Okay, adding some darker areas over here. Still need to get the dark. Spooky. Love spooky season. Hi, Tammy! I was hoping you would be able to make it from the beginning, but you can still watch. Watch and learn. Okay, getting some more tree. Now we're getting a little bit farther. Farther we go, the lighter the tree is gonna be, and fuzzy. So let's fuzz it up. What I'm doing is just creating some, making it softer. Softer. Then we will have something over here. Make it soft. Cleaning the brush. Softer. It's not even soft enough. Remember, we still need my fog. And then we have over here something going really into the fog. Maybe we have something here. And I want to soften the edges, so it's about time I would get some clean water using my same water dispenser. Red Craft, thank you so much for the follow. So my my coffee, my mess, my water dispenser, I keep saying it every time, guys, make sure that you are removing all the color that got stuck into the bottom, because otherwise you would take flash and you would get dirty water. You see, now I'm getting like my clean water, and I can continue, and now my brush is clean and wet. Okay. Thank you, Yoda. Now, where was I? I was talking about creating some softness. Soft. Something soft here in the distance. And then I just wanted to spread. I want something into this wet that would say that we have something here. Something here. And you know what? Well, I think I need to have a little bit more. I'm just thinking, like, when do I want to do more of the actual, all the branches that we still need to do. Okay, let's give a hint of something here in the distance as well. Maybe here. Maybe we're seeing something, maybe we're not. Let's go a little bit darker here on the ground. Again, leaving this. I want some like real blue on the ground. Let's say that this goes like this. I need my bigger brush, so going to go back to my number 5 brush, cleaning it. It's just that I can do this. Then we go over here. Now remember, we're going to go closer to us. Hey Rosemary, I don't know, are those pine trees? I think pine trees are more of evergreen, right? I just want to do a spooky scene. So I'm kind of creating kind of creek or something. It's just the movement of the brush go again with my blue. I want more blue here and here. More blue. And let's say that we have kind of plane that is like here, and I'm just letting the watercolor be watercolor and bleed nicely and help me create more of a foggy feel. Watercolor would do what I need. That's what I'm saying. Watercolor had a bad reputation. It shouldn't. Darker plane, lighter plane. Yeah, just spooky. Because we were doing this on one of the tutorial, and this is more of like I don't know, enchanted, and I just want to push the spookiness more. So let's add some water over here. More water, more water, more water. And let's get, I'm looking for a clean part here. And I just added water here as well. And gently I'm starting to create the fog. Repetition. More water. Okay, everything here is in the fog. And also getting light. You want to be very careful. If you push too hard, you are gonna damage the paper. Just continue working. Get your fog. Now I would repeat this phase again. Okay, more fog. Here it's too much. Let's get some more pigment. Because I want fog. More fog. More fog. More. Into the fog. Are you spooked already? Are you being spooked? Okay, you see, like if you have a feeling that you don't have enough to work with, just go with a wet brush and quickly just use those material, the pigment over here, to create the fog over here. And again, those are kind of trick and technique. You don't really need to draw, but you do need to practice. Okay? If you're telling me, oh God, it's not working, it's like, yeah, crap, this is your first time. Trust the process. Keep practicing. You can implement it in all kind of art. For example, I do this when I do crashing waves, and you know how the white foam is gonna create this. So you see that, I don't know if you saw for a moment, it looked more like a foam. You can do this as well. I'm saying there is a lot of technique that you can implement in a very, very different way. Okay, I think now we already can see which direction it's going to take, right? So I can go and add some more detail to the trees in the foreground, and I need to do that because I want in comparison to get the background significantly lighter and foggier and less detailed. So since it's watercolor and you can't take out, I'm gonna start with the dark. so I know how much I need to add to the light. And over here I would need to fog it again. So just getting this. Make sure you have a little bit of broken branches, just for the spookiness. Now, when we have such a strong light from the back that actually kind of overburn everything here, what happens is that the darker are not just the value, the darker is the more condensed the object is, which means that again the base of the tree, the trunk, would go darker. The small branches, the smaller they are, they go lighter because they are less condensed. So for example, thank you so much, Rosemary, I appreciate that. Yeah, and today it's a little bit different because usually we're doing, as I said before, usually we're doing much more details and stuff like this, and I wanted one time that it wouldn't be that much about the drawing, it would be more about kind of technique and artistic feel for it. Okay, gonna go start creating the smaller, some smaller branches. Maybe a little bit too blue. Let's get some. Let's say that this go like this. Go, as I say, super organic. Maybe this can go heavier. Just don't repeat the same shape. It would look so weird if you would do that. Now, I got this area over here, and you see that it's heavier. In order for the branch to be able to carry the weight, you have to have the base at least as heavy as this. So you see I'm just adding more volume to the base. You need to keep thinking about what makes sense physically, right? Thank you for the follow, Patty and Charlene. Thank you so much for the follow, guys. Again, dancing trees. We have a lot. Just wiggle and move and shift. So not a single leaves. Just more and more and more of those twigs. Now over here, right, we did this kind of shift in the trunk. I wanted it to move. I don't like it. It looks like both of them are shifting to the same side. I think I'm gonna move this so this would be on top. Told you I had repetition. It needs to be organic. Babel, good morning. Thanks for joining. I'm so happy you made it. Okay, so I'm just creating like this is on top of this part. Does it make sense? I'm not sure. I'll decide later. Okay, this need to go like this and this, and this need to go darker, and this need to go darker. Okay, closer to us, we're gonna have darker value. I don't know, let's get all of you dark. Now this needs to go lighter, but I want this to go even darker so I can have some like medium value. Bubbles, thank you so much. Hey, thank you for the popular vote. Patty, yeah. You brand new to watercolor? I just want people to stop being afraid of this medium. There are so many techniques that you can do. I just think that it's a little bit less intuitive than the effect that you can get from acrylic, and this is why it's got such a bad reputation of being unforgiving, of being harder to control, and I don't know, maybe you don't need to control it much because watercolor are doing such an amazing job by itself. So who need control, right? And guys, what do you want for tomorrow? Do you want like more tutorial, or do you want to kind of get more drawing? Like, do you want me to go back to the norms? I think this is what I'm asking you. I'm gonna do Halloween, probably for a while now. Was inspired by the TikTok artist. You doing mushroom? You can do mushrooms with where is my we started with mushrooms, right? This is how we started. Let me see if I can find my well, it's in my page. Where are the soy mushrooms we did? There it is. Oh, we did. Yes, we did with the mushrooms. Wait, it's not this one. It's that one. We did some mushrooms. Right? You doing sailboat? There'll be a flying witch in her. Why not? If this is what you ask and you shall receive. Why not? We're doing some. So we're going back and forth between doing like a full size and doing those little small ones that I can finish in one live. So we can do witch the same as we did this. We did the wizard, right? So we have the gnome wizard. Thank you, Patty. And we did some other Halloween stuff. And this is what started it all. We were talking about mushrooms, and this is what we started with, those mushrooms. Who said? Jessica, was it you that asked for the mushrooms? Like, because a lot of the live and the subject matter are based on what you guys are asking. So ask and shall receive, right? So over here, the shakier your hand is better. You don't need to have control. Trust the process, let it fly. Just remember the thumb rule that it needs to go lighter and lighter, okay? The branch that carry have to be able to carry the weight, so it needs to be heavier and then you can go lighter. Okay, go lighter, go lighter, go lighter. Start heavy and then start to break. Let it wiggle, 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 wiggle. Shake, shake, shake. Getting some darker areas, spooky. Why are dead trees so spooky? It's beyond me. But they are. And I would work much more on those farther from the light source again, because we are not going to see a lot. The more we're getting into the light source, the more it's going to burn it, kind of overexpose it or something. Let's say that this comes all the way from here. Let's say that we have another tree, but you see I'm going to go lighter. It's going to be at the back. And Patty, I appreciate that. You should do the spooky. Yeah, the idea was like I was trying to. This is my problem with doing a tutorial, that people are joining in different point, and it's kind of really difficult to start from the beginning and really give you like a full tutorial. But I'm saying, like, if you can paint with me, at least take something out of it. Oh, those are, I don't know, they're just fun. And you can think about Christmas coming and just making like small cards for your friends. For me, Christmas coming at July, right? I know that people sometimes don't celebrate as much, as fast as I do. Communicate. And again, just note the value different. They are in the back. We don't see them as much. We have less value touching it as well. You can put them out in frame. And yeah, I love the um, contrast between, like, you doing a small art like this, and then you do like a very big mat, and it's like putting the focus on. Or you can do like four, there is like the pre-cut mat that you can do like four like that. Those are fun. So this is still wet. I'm just taking the opportunity and just dropping some pigment and let it spread, and it helped to create more of the, again, fuzziness of the distance. Now we're gonna go more into the top of the tree, and we're gonna have much more branches going from all the way. I'm gonna go lighter. Make sure it's not symmetric, okay? So if this coming from here, this would come from here. It's not gonna break exactly from the same place. As I said, no symmetry. And since it's so light, I can kind of say that we have something in the distance, that it's still like big branch, but it's more in the distance, so we don't see much of it. Maybe it's even heavier. Okay, so not all the light branches would be also thin. Thank you. So yeah, the fog, and I showed you how to. I'm in California, so when I'm seeing, and Magdam Bloom, hey, good morning. Sorry I miss you. Um, when I say 6 a.m., it's California time. Okay, now I'm gonna go back here because I already have um, more material here, and I want to have more of the tree. As I said, we see more of it. Now this become kind of wide. Remember what I told you? It doesn't make sense that it would be that wide, and then over here we go that thin. So I'm just adding more volume. Okay, so physically the tree would be able to hold the weight. When you don't get, when I don't, it depends. It depends. Ah, you're from New Jersey? I think we have a lot, like we have people from Texas, I have Illinois, we have all over the state. Sometimes we even have people from Australia, but Billy is asleep, I hope. What do I feel when I don't get to create? It depends why I don't create. So I can tell you that my sister was here with my nieces. You know, I skipped a lot of the lives. I didn't paint at all during this time. But I was so, like, there was so many things that we were doing that I felt like it's only a pose. Like I didn't care that much that I'm not creating. When I was working, and you know, I had a very boring office job. When I couldn't find the time to create, oh my God, I was off. I was so off that my boss said, like, okay, you have so much creativity. We're gonna try to kind of use it and give me, like, even though I was a manager, a vendor manager, they gave me some graphic design work to do. That was fun. Your card. We have people from Florida. Hi, Florida people. Zipitia R, thank you for the follow. Nice boss from the UK. My family originally from Germany. Not anymore, obviously, but originally. Okay, getting some more again. Those three actually, would get the darker trunks, branches, twigs, everything is going to be darker. Oh, you have German. My father speaks German, I'm not. My father and my grandma. All I know that is my grandma is from Berlin, but my grandpa, I don't know where he was, but apparently there are better sides and not as good side in Germany. My grandma was like always like, yeah, he didn't come from Berlin. Hello, thank you so much for the follow. You had to go call the vet. Oh my God. Okay. Might it's not something that, I mean, I know that you have to take care of it, but it's not something like he was sick or something because of that, right? Because dogs can have all of those terrible disease. You have the worst luck. Show and tell creation. I'm so sorry. I'm always so worried when something wrong with Dory, and it can be something stupid as, I don't know, she coughed a furball. I can get completely mental about that. It's not sick, or okay, knock on wood. Yeah. Of course. Oh my God, poor Pepper, no. We don't want Pepper to get any mites. How is she doing? We are talking about her hedgehog. If you 43 people, I didn't even notice. Why didn't anyone tell me? He's in the garage. She's doing well. I'm so happy. Why nobody told me that we have 43 people? I would say hello and follow me. Would it help? Would you follow me if I would say hello and follow me, 43 people that I haven't seen? So again, play with your value. Go darker on the objects that are in front. Go lighter the farther it's going to the distance, which means that you need to go also more opaque with all the objects in front. Now remember, the top of the tree gonna get much more branches, and over here we're gonna get less. So I would focus more over here. Rosemary, thank you so much. You love the spooky vibe. So yeah, we were talking about this. Was supposed to be like a full tutorial. It's just everyone just joining now. So we were doing this, and this was so much more mystic, enchanted, and then we decided like let's go spooky, and the spookiness would come from all the twists and just the twigs. The twigs are what help you create the spookiness. And of course the fog. We have to have a fog in order to spook it up, right? So guys, if you follow me, first of all, you would get to see final result. And second, you get to ask what you want to see in the live, if there is any specific technique you want to learn, if there is any specific art you want to see. We were doing gnomes per your request for a week or so now. So we're doing a lot of this one. Rosemary, thank you so much for the heart me. And yeah, guys, if you give me heart me, I think you're joining the fan club. Okay, over here I want to have like almost like a spider web of all of those. And again, different value. Right now I have a lot of material in my brush, so I'm kind of taking advantage to do more of the closer branches and twigs, which gonna be darker, of course. And then less material that I have on my brush, right? I can go lighter and create some lighter lines over here and here. So let's say we have something that goes like this, and from here we have this, and this is lighter because it's going from the distance. Alright, we have the tree over here. No, I don't want to go that dark. I want to keep it like this. Okay, now it's light. So we have like the tree over here. It's showing you we have a tree over here, over here. I'm just trying to keep this area still light because this is where the light source is coming from. You see over here we had a dry brush. I can't have dry brush because it would look like details. Farther from us, we don't want to have details. We only work dry brush at the center, maybe with this. Farther we go, it needs to be soft and nice. Okay, we want to spook you. We want to spook you. We want to get the fog. Maybe over here we have something that got the branches go like this. So this is farther from us. Friendstick is also German. Hi. Thank you, Rosemary. I was born and raised in Israel. Like it's only my parents. As I say, I don't speak German. My mom's favorite place is Berlin. Like they keep traveling, and my sister is just thinking about relocating again. You just received 2 watercolors, 2 sets. So come on, join us. Do you have paper? Your word is German. Renki, very German name. Reineki. Thank you. Again, I want to have some more over here. Just make sure there is no repetition on pattern. Organic object, how many times did I said it in this live? Organic objects are organic, which means no symmetry. No symmetry, no repetition. This is why I'm saying, like, you don't need to really know how to draw. Just go random. Have a shaky hand. I'm trying to read and talk. Apparently I can't do that. Oh, where is my 50 people went? Oh. Sure, Patty. I appreciate that. Sean, thank you so much for the heart me. You're here. Yeah, I don't know. We had so many people, and I'm trying to figure why people are joining. I'm assuming like they like it, and then I don't know. I don't know. Probably, do you see it in your feed? Like what make people join? Okay, we're gonna go some more coming like this. I want more coming from here, maybe. Definitely more from here. Right, we want to do the spooky. Wait, I'm trying to read. Relatively fun from the art. Wow, really? That's cool. The algorithm can bring people here, but it's, yeah, the art. So why would the algorithm would do that? Come on, algorithm, give me only people that want to see art. As the more you acquire about artists and artwork, you find more in your family. For me, it's my mom. I don't need to look farther. She's not doing art anymore, but I was so inspired by her. She was a graphic designer back in the 80s, early 90s. And back then you had to do everything by hand. So being a graphic designer was much more artistic than it's today. So she used to paint, to draw. And yeah, this is how I start, yeah. That's cool. Well, my father had nothing to do with art. My grandma, she loves art, but she's not, definitely not something like physical. And she liked music. My sister the same. She was more into music. They used to go to concert all the time when we grew up. I always was more about the visual. Okay, I'm gonna go again. I want to have some reflective light, so I go darker around the objects to kind of emphasize the light. Yeah, it is wild that I thought it wasn't running into your family, like, from generation to generation. It's just like accidentally you find it. Your family is more musical? Yeah. I used to be more into music. I used to play keyboard and mainly guitar. It like culture. It's very European, anyway. It's coming from the very European side. Thank you, Cinnabons. I appreciate that. Yeah, so today was all about technique of how to create those. I would repeat it soon because we want to emphasize it even more. So again, fuzziness going into the distance. Maybe we have one more here that we can hardly see. Hardly see. Something over here, maybe over here. And let's go again. So once again, I'm taking my paper towel. Make this, I want to smoothen it up and then get the fog again. Smooth. Get some more. Smooth. Smooth, 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 smooth. And some more water. Maybe we can add a little bit of the blue. We need a big brush for that. More. So I'm kind of repeating it mainly to show people to just join how to work with the fog. So you see, just soft brush, clean brush, water, and now start mixing it. Circle motions, very gentle, okay? You want to be very gentle and you get a fog. It's not only a fog, it's also like a light coming from here. And I can add some more blue, some areas, and let it kind of spread. Maybe more here, like on the ground. Definitely want to get more of those tricks. Can put on the canvas, can you? No. Paper in watercolor? No. I either take it off and tape it. This is what I'm using. And give me a second, I would pin it. There you go. So there are two sizes of it. And I'm just saying, like, it's easier to start maybe with a block if you don't want to start messing with your with taping. And I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I like to use block when I do more of like landscape, because there is a lot of wet into wet, as you can see, and I never manage to tape correctly when I do a lot wet into wet. When I do character, I do a lot of dry brush. So you see, like a lot of dry brush. So I only have like maybe a little bit this area wet into wet, but maybe this area. Everything else is dry brush, so the tape is holding it kind of firm and good enough, so I don't need to worry about it. So I'm just tapping with just a little bit of material on my brush. What time is it? Wow, it's already 8. That was supposed to be 1 hour live. And now I also want to have a little bit more fog on the trees themselves. So again, getting my, you see how dirty it is? So I'm choosing a white nice area. And Let's blend some of the edges here. Okay, I want all of this to be softer. So you see, it's not difficult, and you get a really nice effect. And you can see that I'm avoiding touching those two because those two wouldn't get fog. They're closer to us, we would see it. We don't need to fog. Now it's getting dirty. Getting a new piece of paper. And you see how this become a little bit lighter. Maybe we can blend this as well. And this is why I said before, if you didn't get the foggy sky, do you see how it doesn't matter, really? If you got the sky too dark, you just need to go even darker with your tree. That's it. I'm adding some more water. Now I don't want it to keep blocking me, so I'm going to give you another 2 minutes if anyone wants to look at what paper we're using. Rosemary, thank you so much for the music on stage, and I love you so much. I appreciate that. I don't think that I put a live goal, so I appreciate it even more. Now all I want to do is go more firm on the edge over here. Okay, so we would know that this is the trunk, that we see that it's closer to us. So we go darker. Still this side need to be darker. Right, it needs to be. What did I miss? Yeah, no, you know, oh, in show and tell creation, thank you so much for the heart me. I mean, there are so many creators. I'm using the term a little bit loosely, but let's say artists, okay, not creators, because I don't know when creators become someone that's sitting in bed and do nothing. But apparently they are creating. Anyhow, there are so many artists are here in TikTok that doing amazing stuff, and you can be at any of those other places, right? And you're here with me, so come on, I appreciate you. Of course I appreciate you. And there are people here that every morning joining the live and sit with me for an hour in a very busy, hectic days. So shout out to all of you. So yeah, I appreciate the follower, I appreciate the viewers. I appreciate still being here at TikTok, even though they keep changing the algorithm and I need to find myself every time from the beginning. Stupid algorithm. I appreciate it, Rosemary. And yeah, I think we're about almost done. So what do you want to see tomorrow? Are we gonna do more gnomes? Or are we gonna do a spooky scene? Let's do pumpkins. Let's do pumpkins. Crap, I just messed up. How about pumpkins? Do we do jack-o'-lantern or just pumpkins? I think we're gonna do jack-o'-lantern. Hello Kitty Halloween. Ooh, Tammy, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hello Kitty Halloween. Okay. I'm sold. Anyone want to see a fan art? It's been a while. Is Hello Kitty still a thing? Like it was really the 90s. Anything Halloween vibe. Yeah, well, it's going to be Halloween vibes all the way to October 30. Actually, 31. All the way to November 1st. This is when I start my Christmas. So, Hello Kitty Halloween. I was thinking about doing Minions, but I haven't. I did only one Hello Kitty. So, what do you think, guys? Your daughter. You really? Okay. Everyone love Hello Kitty? This is a consensus? Let's do a pool. So, guys, I'm giving you the option to do a pool. Smiley face would be yes. What? Start new pool. Smiley face would be yes for Hello Kitty. Sad face would be no, and let's find something else. So, who want to see Hello Kitty Halloween tomorrow? Ooh, what consensus? We actually have a consensus here? This is a new, right? You're 61 and you love Hello Kitty? Yeah, she holds up quite a long time, right? Think about like how many years it's still a thing. Well, I see, what's his Strawberry Patch Girl? I saw at Box Lunch. Like they have tons of merchandise. I'm like, what? Talking about nostalgic, but Hello Kitty is something that's going on by itself. You love Snoopy, I love Snoopy too. Okay. So, oh wait, someone asking no how who said no? Bubbles, what do you want to see? You don't like Hello Kitty? But I'm sorry, like you are a minority. She's creepy. Oh crap. She's gonna be very creepy tomorrow, I promise you. So if you think she's creepy, I promise you that the Halloween one would just take it, and maybe everyone would see her creepy side. What do you say? People are. We're not gonna fight over Hello Kitty, but I'm saying like yeah. And Snoopy on Wednesday. Ooh, I want to show you art that I did for Snoopy. Let's see if I can find it. I love Snoopy Ace or Ace Snoopy. That is a pilot. I'll see if I have a picture of it. I did it for my husband is a pilot, and I did created the Snoopy for him. Where did I put it? I know that I made a print out of it. I mean, I can go to his office and show it to you. It sounds good, yeah, Bubbles. So we are gonna creep you out with Hello Kitty, but it's gonna be like everybody's gonna get gonna creep up, creep, bah. So finally, you would feel like the entire world is with you. I don't know. I might make her like super cute and pumpkiny because I do Halloween PG. You know I am, right? I'm all about let's make funny Halloween. I don't do horror movies and stuff like that. You know that actually that this is done. Like I'm just like kind of emphasizing some stuff. But yeah, this is done. I just feel like there is places that I can just a little bit more. So, Snoopy, and you wanted me to go to my husband's office, really? This is what you want? 37. Yeah, I can show you some art. Let's show you some art. Okay. So this is some painting that I did. Just like acrylic one. You done? Mine look nothing. It doesn't need to look like mine. It doesn't need to look like mine. Okay, this is the art that I made for him. I think we need to turn on the light. can see it better. So this is Snoopy Ace. I don't do acrylic during live because it's really difficult for me to kind of position the camera where it needs to be. But this is it. Also, you can see there is like, you see the abstract at the background. And this is from Robin Hood because he really likes it. And this is what, this is the nose art that I did to his airplane. Thank you guys. So I made a painting out of it as well. So I actually, this is painted on the side of the airplane. So I can unpin stuff so you can see more, right? How do I, there you go. Oh, John, thank you so much for the hearty. So this is the abstract. I don't know how much you can see from here. I can show you, let's show you some more art. So you see, this is like flower abstract. And we have some more abstract. There's some more. You hear the puppy. Dory, they want to see you. Bush, bush. Dory, boy. Dory. They want to see you. This is Dory. Hi, Booba. And I only get to see her butt for some reason. I don't know why. All my dogs just give me their butt. They just want butt rub. Hi, Dory. Dory, say hello. She's the monitor of this live. Okay, we have 40 people. They want to see art. They don't want to see you. Yeah, they don't want to see you. We're continuing with the art. So let's go back to my studio. Yeah, I only have my art on my house. Good morning, Dory. They say good morning to you. It's a thing for me. It's just that even pictures that I have in my house would be one that taken by me. I just don't put any other artist up. It's a thing. My mom used to do this. It was like her, like, okay, there are great artists. It's my home. I only want to have my stuff. And I just follow up with this. I think it's become like kind of misty. Does it look Halloweeny? I'm not sure. Like I could have added pumpkin, but I think it was too much on the nose. If I would do like jack-o'-lantern, you know, all the way. So I still think we have the Halloween vibe. Let's move this a little bit more. So what do I do? 40 people when I need to leave. What do I do with you guys? Why everybody joining when I need to leave? Really? It's not fair. So follow me first and foremost if you want to see more art like this. Let TikTok know that this is content that you want to see, and maybe we would have some more of this in social media overall, not just on TikTok. Who knows? So don't wake up early. But I'm in California. Like for me, 6 a.m. It's like 8 a.m. for you guys, right? It's 8. Some of you it's even 9. And I'm sorry, right now it's 8 a.m., which would mean it's 10 for you guys. Yeah, I'm a morning person, to say the least. This needs to go like this. Like I would do lives during 4 a.m. because this is when I wake up. But then nobody would be there. Why do people sleep? It's Monday. Who sleeps on Monday? Well, sorry, my husband is asleep. You're off work and you woke up for me, Bubbles? Thank you. Now I feel bad that I'm going to do Hello Kitty tomorrow. No, it's going to be fun, I promise. I'm jealous, Tammy. Good days, yeah. It's okay. No, I can't leave when there is like, okay, 30 people. I can leave 30 people. I couldn't leave before. Let's give you some. I think it's come out great. I don't mind saying it myself, because I feel like there was a lot of stuff that really just technique, that's not much of a drawing. And I hope that even if it didn't come out like mine, it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to. It's organic. So, oh, Sean, take care. I appreciate that you think that mine look awesome, but I really hope that it's not a comparison. It's just about learning all kind of way to do that. So join me tomorrow 6 a.m. for Hello Kitty. Apparently, I promise that she either be like super cute or super creepy. We'll see, but it's gonna be fun. Okay, so one last look. Tomorrow 6 a.m. We'll see you guys. Yeah, good practice. This is what you need to get. Just good practice. As I say, there is all kind of techniques. Like I show you how to do the texture, how to do the fog. You need to practice. That's it. Bye, guys. You love yours. I'm so happy. You have a German Shepherd as well. I'll talk about it on next live. I love dogs. Bye, guys.